When I used to think about doing heart-based practices or the idea of opening the heart in meditation, I mostly just rolled my eyes. I saw it as light, fluffy, supplemental to like the deep transformative stuff. At best, it might make you a little bit more open, more kind, more sweet, more nice, all of which was well and good, but I wanted to get really in there. I wanted the real change. And I remember even when I was like 21, 22 years old, I went to this yoga class, and the teacher at the end, while we were in Shavasana, said, give yourself a hug and tell yourself that you love yourself. Again, that was just more reason for me to want to run out the door. I did it, obviously, didn't feel anything, felt numb, and that, again, was further evidence of this practice isn't for me. Now, 13 years later, looking back on that, that was an indication of I needed this practice more than anything. And now, having invested a lot more time in these practices and having a deeper understanding of what it means to work at the level of the heart and to unwind the protective patterns that guard the heart that have been put up through a lifetime of pain and fear and difficult experiences, I have a completely different reverence for what it means to do this work and what it means to go in there and unwind those patterns that guard the heart. This is no longer fluffy work, in my opinion, and in my direct experience. Some of the deepest transformations I've had, especially in the last 2 years, have come from accessing this heart space. And why is that the case? If you think of yourself and your life as like kind of being this coconut water carton. As you're going through life, difficult experiences arise and they're painful, right? You have a friend and they gossip behind your back, and that's like a little dig like this. Pain hits, and then the fear comes in, and you start bracing a little bit against life. Just like, ooh, that really hurt. Why'd they do that? Now you don't trust people as much. Then you have a difficult breakup later on, and that's like your first heartbreak. Someone breaks up with you, and then you're like, ooh, maybe people don't like me as much, or it's not okay to be me, or I have to brace against being open because I could get hurt. And then other things happen, and as you just keep going through life, you get a little dented up. And the dents, right, you could still live a good life, you could still be happy, but can you feel what it's like to go through life like this? Just be bracing for what could go wrong. And maybe you could feel in yourself just the patterns that are organized by these dents. The ways that you approach people in fear, that you mistrust others, that you go into relationship kind of like things starting good and you're waiting for the next shoe to drop. Or you sabotage your growth anytime it starts to get good, or you sabotage your happiness anytime it starts to get good because you're just expecting like, well, last time I was happy, something really bad happened. And so all of these dents keep you stuck in the same patterns running your life. Well, these dents are held together by fear, right? The pain comes in, but the fear is the thing that keeps us bracing. And we could argue that the opposite of fear is love. And just think about it in your own experience, right? If like fear causes you to be tight and constricted, love has this opening and illuminating impact. So when we bring the heart space into ourselves and really fan the embers of our heart, it's like re-inflating you. It's not soft as a practice. It makes you more erect, more open, more confident, more embodied, more connected to yourself, more resilient, and yes, more sweet, more loving, more connectable, more patient, more kind, more compassionate, all of those things. But when I think about the things that have kept my life in certain patterns, kept me in ambiguity, kept me stuck in cycles that felt like, why can't I get out of this? They were patterns deeply stuck and cemented by fear. And the reason this has been so transformative for me is because the love has been going into those places, softening them up, processing the pain underneath, and allowing me to expand back into myself. And I have been waiting and wanting to do an 8-week course on this topic. And the time is now. For the next 8 weeks, starting in mid-October, I'm going to be doing an 8-week immersion on opening the heart. We'll be meeting every week for 2 hours. I'll be doing guided live meditations every day for 30 minutes. We'll have Q&As several times throughout the course. We'll be doing half-day retreats and full-day retreats, all designed to really fan those embers of the heart, to illuminate that warmth from the inside out, to press out some of those dents, and to really get to the heart of what are the things that are organizing your relationship dynamics to yourself, to other people, to your partner, that just keep you stuck in the patterns that most frustrate you, that we typically work with at a top-down level. Change my thoughts, or we try to be a little bit more compassionate, we try to be a little bit more open, we try to be a little bit more patient, but it feels forceful. It's kind of like putting lipstick on a pig. We never get to the underlying thing. We just sort of dress it up at a top level. In this course, we're going to be going to the heart of what is keeping you tight and bunched in and dented in, and how can we start to get that to soften and open you back up into yourself. I have not been more excited for a course ever, and I really hope you can join me. You can learn more below or by going to the website, CoreyMascara.com/heart. Really hope to work with you over these 8 weeks. Lots of love. Take care.